She found a way into my heart. Oh, oh, she don't make up, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, 'cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. Back to
Into the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Paralyze my heart. Don't wanna feel your touch like ice, tracing all my scars. Why is it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you break me. But something about it makes us whole, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. I break you break me. Holding our love in chains of gold.
All right, mate. Welcome to the grid. It's your boy F Dot and the other guy, Turtle.
What an accent. Wow. I don't know what you're going for. Is that like some British? It was like a mix of British, Australian kind of accent. See, I don't understand why we gotta hit the accents right now because after we need your full power. Whenever you have an accent, you're a little bit decreased. Okay. Today is an important day for the boys at
Today
Alpine.
is an
Okay. This
important
is
day.
huge. So we
It
don't
is.
want to have any fake accents. We need nothing. We need pure, genuine F dot. Okay.
You really don't want pure, genuine F
I
Dot.
do.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I do.
Out come the Tims. We be all
Yes.
on top of it and
Yes.
stuff. Nah.
This is
We'll
what I
leave
expect.
all that at home. But we do have to keep going forward. Turtle is not speaking nonsense. This is the final week of the grid. So, first of all, give yourself a round of applause for showing up each and every week. Shout out to the
Yeah.
chat. Turtle clap.
No.
There it is.
Slow clap even. For everybody who's been keeping up with us every week, it's been a pleasure. And we've had so much fun over the weeks to see the boys grow. And I hope that today, it's all gonna come full circle because we started amazing, or started sloppy actually. We hit the peak in the middle, and then we've been kind of decreasing a little bit, and now we're gonna hit the gas a little bit and just skyrocket off this ramp. After, are you ready?
Yeah. That's the game plan, but we'll see how it all works out. Bring
Yeah.
up this bracket because it once again starts in a tough spot. Listen, we gotta call a spade real quick.
Yeah.
Energy is one of the best teams on the planet,
If not
and
the
they're
best team right
our
now.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're our first opponent. But something I do want to say and be realistic about, the first time we played them, Alpine got stepped on. But that's
Right.
besides the point because the second when we played them recently, we still lost, but we lost with a little bit more chutzpah, if you will,
That's what I'm
right?
talking about. Right. And we also had the sub creams. And for those of you
Mm,
unaware, Magic Bear is still sick. We're all wishing him a fast and speedy recovery. Still, hopefully he gets better after this week. But
word.
Creams is going to be subbing in for Magic Bear. So it is literally a repeat against NRG. And if we take a look across the other games, we've got Omelet versus PK. Omelet starting to pop off recently. They're kind of getting a little bit momentum here as the weeks have progressed. SSG Sonics and SSG. If you notice, Sonics are already up. SSG have forfeited their games. I believe they're moving on in the process of maybe boot camping. I'm not quite sure, but they
Mhm.
are unable to play in the grid, which benefits pretty much everybody right now on this side because SSG are insane.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And so the way the grid works, I don't think anybody really knows. No, I'm just kidding. The way the grid works is that the top 10 teams, it's sort of like the old school RLCS, right?
Yeah.
When you look at season 9 and before, RLCS was very much like, these teams, the top teams keep their spot, the bottom teams kind
Yeah.
of relegate out. And that's what we see with the grid. So the top 10 teams keep their spot, and the bottom 5 teams, or 6, 11, no,
Right.
bottom 5 teams have to play into a closed qualifier, which features other teams. And Alpine right now are sitting 12th place. So we are technically on the outs.
Right.
So we need some points. For what it's worth, though, 240 points is the amount that we have right now. And number
Yeah.
10, Omelet, is 270.
So close.
Yeah, totally within. If we scrub out, we get 10.
Right.
So it's not difficult to find 2-3 wins down on the bottom side. Omelet, we'll see how they work out. Of course, things depend on there, but
Yeah.
we really are looking at Omelet and United and teams like that to kind of work our way through.
Right.
And listen, if I can be, this isn't even me being like biased or nonsense or anything like that. Frankly, I've got faith in this team to make it through
Right.
closed qualifiers.
Even with
like,
Creams.
easy.
Even with Creams.
I mean, especially with Creams.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
when it comes down to like our
Right.
teams today, this is a tough one. We've got the guys here, Magic Bear, like you said, on the outs. So we've got Creams along for the ride.
Yeah.
And this team, we talked to Percy. I think it was Percy last week, where he was like, "Listen, Cream stepping up. We're just gonna let him play his game," and we saw that, and it kind of worked out. So I'm eager to see how it continues walking in that direction.
Yeah, and I mean, they mentioned that they have been practicing with creams, getting some scrims in. So it's going to be a tough first matchup. We've already seen this before last week,
Mhm.
and it was close. Those individual games in that series against NRG, I mean, come on, man. We brought them maybe to a 1 or 2 goal game every single time. There was only one blowout, I think, within those 3 individual games, and it was mainly just Justin styling on us. I think it was hard for us to match the pace. It was hard for us to beat out the solo play. So we're gonna have to match that or somehow have a counter to the midfield presence that Justin has. But with Creams, we even saw it. He popped off in the match following the NRG series. So he has the skill, he has the speed to fit into the rotation. Now it's just up to whether or not all 3 players step up as a team, which is going to be difficult with the subbing, but more than possible.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this energy team is. Listen, I obviously wish we didn't have as
Yeah.
fierce competition in round 1, but
Yeah.
to put a glass half full type approach onto it, this, you know, we're warmed up. We go against energy, and like I said, looking at the performance last week, I don't think it's
Yeah.
out of the realm of possibility to actually bring home the victory. Although I admit it's probably a little bit less likely than the other results.
Yeah.
So either way, it's a warm up. And then when we go down to the lower bracket, if that should happen, we're kind of like, I always say, taking the donuts off, right? Like you're playing baseball, you got a couple of weights on the bat, you take the donuts off and you're swinging for the fences. Like, I
Okay.
think that's a
Okay.
real deal thing.
The donuts. See, I could go for a donut right now. So I got my coffee.
I don't really
F-Dot
like
has been
donuts.
chugging energy drinks left and right. We're excited. We're hyped. We have the energy, man. I'm telling you. I mean, today is such a huge day. 30 points that's separating us between E United and Omelet. And we just got to keep our eyes on those teams and see how they do within the tournament. It doesn't matter about really anything else. We're just trying to keep our spot in the top 10 with the teams, and we can 100% do it. And that's why I'm excited, because if we beat NRG here, we could go on to face Omelet. If we lose, we'll drop down. I think we would go on to then play SSG, who forfeited, so we'd actually move on to losers round 2. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes it gets mixed up between whether you're on the top losers bracket or the bottom. But overall, dude, at the end of the day, we just have to win. It doesn't even matter.
Just win
Don't
the
pay attention to
game, bro.
anybody. Make it to
Just win,
playoffs.
forehead.
Who cares? Okay, because
Just
it's at this
put the
point.
ball in that forehead.
Exactly. Well, and the thing about this tournament and this format is sometimes I think, oh, if we make playoffs, we're automatically in. But depending on how the other teams do, that's the scary thing. We can make it to semis, and E United could say be on the other side of the bracket, and that's when it gets scary, because they're just going to keep following us and keep trailing, and we're going to have to outpace and outplace everybody else who's in contention for that top 10 spot.
That was cute. Outpace and outplace.
Oh my God,
You
bars,
should write. You should
bars.
write like voiceovers. Like imagine that. You know, just like coming in week 9, one team,
Outpace,
one man,
outplay.
outpace, outplace.
See, see now
Alpine
you
Esports.
think I'm smart, but really I
No,
just
I don't.
probably swapped outpace with outplace in my head. So it makes me look smart, but at the end of the day, I'm probably just an
No, it
idiot
doesn't.
with the way I arranged that. But it's okay. It's okay, man.
It works
I'm just
out.
excited
You know,
to see
we're here
creams
for
pop off.
hashtag the climb, right? Hashtag the
That's right.
climb. Alpine all climb. That's how we do it, right?
Now I just started thinking about that song. It's The Climb. I don't even know. Do you know that song?
By
Who
Miley.
the- Yes.
It's the climb. I know exactly
That's
what song you're
us
talking
right
about,
now.
baby.
I wish we could use that song, dude. I wish we could
We
use it.
should, you know what? So I legally have the rights to Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy because I worked with Columbia
What?
Records.
Are
So
you serious?
maybe I can get the
Yo.
rights to Miley Cyrus's Climb.
Dude, are you talking about that I Like It song? You can play that song?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that
So
one that one bangs. There we go.
yeah, that one does bang, and that was it when she was going out with that song. They hit me up, and it was actually really sick. All I had to do was like play it on the stream every now and then, which was like totally
Okay.
cool. Hold on, I
That's what
gotta
I'm talking
at
about.
Miley Cyrus.
At
Hey,
Miley Cyrus.
can
Are you
we
tweeting her?
use your song
This is the
"The
type of
Climb"
Alpine branding
for
that we want.
esports at
Yes.
Alpine Official? Please
Imagine
tweet.
she just comes in, Miley Cyrus
Done,
just join
son.
chat. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, I
Okay.
want to see it. Yo, she just shows up and she's like, "Yes, let's go Alpine."
That would be the most random crossover ever. Miley Cyrus in an Alpine stream watching the
Dude,
grid of Rocket League with F Dot and Turtle. Who would watch
yo,
that? I would
dude,
I would love to
everybody,
watch that. I don't know
dude,
about you guys.
everybody just tuned it in. You see Rocket League and you see like 10,000 viewers on the grid, and you're like, "What?
Dude,
Why are people watching this?" And you tune in, and it's Miley freaking Cyrus
that's
just
what I'm
chilling.
talking about. And here's the
Come
thing,
on.
Creams wouldn't even be nervous. We'd probably interview Creams, and he'd be talking to Miley. He would think he's supposed to be there because by the confidence and the way he was playing last week, the dude isn't phased by any obstacle or any challenge.
0.
Nothing whatsoever.
No
I'm
phase here.
excited.
I'm
The
down.
question is,
Obviously, right now our teams are working to get themselves in game, so bear with us
Yeah.
as we kind of climb our way through. But I gotta shut my phone off. But like looking at how Alpine, we're just here for the grind, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta grind and grind up. So
I mean, that's what it's all about. And we're also going to look forward to regional event 2 that is happening this weekend, which is gonna be hype because Alpine. We'll see if Magic Bear is feeling better by then. I hope he will be, but
I
I
hope
mean,
so, man.
if not, Creams has gotten plenty of practice. So when we do move into regional event 3, I think Creams will be solidified right now with at least feeling comfortable, which is what I'm excited for. And we also have, the major coming up, which is going to be unreal. There's so much stuff happening for Rocket League. We just went free to play. Crazy things are going on within the scene. I mean, I'm excited for all of this, and it's all going to start with the grid this week after that.
Yeah, this is sort of the end of the MOBA fans will be familiar with the term split, right? Like this is our little like chunk of competition, fall or whatnot, as we cross over into, well, it's getting chilly. Does it ever get cold for you out there in the desert?
Dude, it's let me see. Let's see. Mesa weather. It is currently 101 degrees outside. So there's always that. There's always that. We're at the end of September and it's 100 degrees outside. I can't. What is that, bro?
Dude, that was such an honest laugh. I can't control
Dude,
it. You were
this-
just like, it's 101 degrees, bro. I can't even.
This is what I have to live in. This is what I have to bear, bro. I don't understand
Dude.
why anybody would ever live here. It doesn't make any sense. I'm
There's
stuck
an
in a
old there's
desert.
an old King of the Hill clip where like they get out at like Phoenix or
Yeah.
something, and Peggy Hill is just like, Phoenix is man's audacity
Oh my
in like it's just, why would you? Oh man,
I don't know, dude. People roast me for being pale all the time, but I'm just like, why would I go outside and tan and something that would
feel
turn
that.
me into a raisin? Like, oh my gosh, I would get
You just
absolutely obliterated by the sun.
you just look like Jersey Shore style, just like
Yes,
immediately.
100%.
Oh,
Have you?
man.
How much do you know SpongeBob? This is my question.
I know SpongeBob.
Do
I'm
you remember
not
the tanning
super, like-
episode? Do you remember the tanning
Okay,
episode?
yeah, I know the tanning
That's
episode.
okay. The way that SpongeBob looks when he's fully tan, that's how I would look after 5 minutes of sitting in the sun in Arizona. It's 101 degrees outside, and I expect that kind of heat from Creams' shots. Let's be honest. If I'm
Nice.
gonna
And
bridge this in here, I expect that type of heat from Creams' shot. Okay.
Look at that tie-in, folks.
what I'm saying?
Professional RLCS commentator
you.
Turtle, ladies and gentlemen. Not wrong though. The team Magic Bear is a little bit under the weather, so he's not going to be playing for the
Yeah.
second week in a row. Hopefully, he's all good by the time the weekend comes around because of that. Well, not even the weekend. What is it? A week or a day or two? The regional. So we have
Yes.
Creams in place, and I believe we're about to hit the field here. Energy versus Alpine Esports. We're going to jump in right about now. And there's
Let's
the
get it.
kickoff.
Let's get it. I'm
Energy
ready.
pops it on up. And Alpine has got to be a big week.
Everybody get their popcorn out, get the coffee, get the energy drinks, whatever it is that excites you even more, because we're going to be here for a while. We've got to grind out these points, make sure we can secure the 10th place spot. It's going to start here with NRG. I mean, I just want this series to get us warmed up. I don't necessarily see us taking a huge lead against these guys, but I would love to get warmed up because any team after NRG is going to be easier. These guys are the best.
Without a doubt. You got to come out. You got to come out swinging hard, and if your fiercest competition is what you deal with first, and the secondary competition feels. Oh, what's that? Secondary.
That's right.
Oh no.
Squishy, hello? What is this start? I didn't even see this. It seemed like,
No,
from our
look,
perspective, it was just bouncing.
Yeah, this is just.
What? Bro, it looks like we're playing boomer ball.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say it. It looks like when Turtle. Remember, for like 2 or 3 weeks, we did this, admittedly, terrible segment where Turtle just got beat by the outside throws every week.
Dude, it was
a good shot. I don't mean to like shoot whatever producer decided to give it a shot, because I would have said give the same thing a shot. but in actuality, it was this turtle getting beat for 5
Dude,
minutes.
it was close, okay? It was
No, it
close.
wasn't. It was
Every single match, I would
It was
say.
never close, ever.
What are you talking about, bro? You can't disrespect my name like that. And they literally looked like we had seen a replay of that with Squishy Dot. I don't understand how he got that power on the pinch. And then the follow-up, I want to say
nice
that
shot.
that's just lucky, but he planted.
There it is. So this is.
Oh.
Alpine's just playing the angles, baby. Are you
Yeah.
on the wrong stream?
I was for a second, but now we back because sometimes I like to go and
That's
join the
usually my
chat for a
mistake.
second. Well, you were roasting me. I had to understand.
You gotta
whether or
get
not the
chat
chat
arena.
was-
You gotta get chat
Exactly.
arena so you can see the chat next to like different.
Yes,
You gotta get
it's a
chat
little
arena.
pop out. I mean, this is what happened last week, though, too. I mean, we started off relatively strong. We're putting up shots on net like creams. And, you know, this is more than expected with the mechanics that he's shown in the first week to come out here warmed up. And hopefully it wasn't just like a honeymoon thing where they're all feeling confident. I mean, it's not like we took too many games off of NRG. But we did go to Game 5 against Rogue, so that's a good sign at least.
Right. Yeah. You know, like actually getting some.
Which went to
dirt
overtime.
under the wheels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overtime in
it
Game
was a
5. We
big
could have easily
overtime
won
win.
that series, yeah.
We kind of got reverse swept as well. Like
A little tough, a little tough.
there's some realness in there. Decent shot, a little bit wide. Justin has the field to himself.
This is what happened last week. The Justin dribbles in the midfield, we have to deny him. At least go for the 50 where you can force the ball out of his possession. That's all we care about. Justin might beat you. He might get it over your head. If you can stall a few seconds and make the second challenge easier for your teammates, that's all you got to do against Justin.
So Taro from chat asks the question, how good is Creams compared to Magic? And I think that, to be straight up, I mean, you know, there's a reason the Magic Bear is on the starting roster.
Yes.
But I don't think Creams is, and we, you know, we've seen it last week, which is actually like kind of an outlier. Dude, usually when you watch esports, the substitute means just flat. Like, don't
Yeah.
even, because the substitute, like with esports rosters, like you would actually just find a worse team to start on.
Yeah.
But Cream's actually like, he's here with the squad. He practices with the team, which is also kind of like, I don't want to say unique for Alpine, but like that's not something you see all over esports.
Exactly. It's relatively unique because most people
Did we
as
open
this
it?
one.
We
The
did.
dunk? Wait, was it who do we dunk? Did we dunk
But if you
Justin?
just
Please
stole
tell
it.
me. Oh, let's go.
Justin, baby.
It was Justin who we dunked too. That is what I'm talking about. Don't let this man dribble in the midfield. Get the dunk. It's a free net.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
See, listen. This is the one thing. Still 144 to go. You know, nobody's singing just yet. Alpine
Oh, I'm
does have a
singing.
2-1 lead. But this is to wrap up the last conversation about the substitute. Flat out, Creams is very, very strong. I don't know his ranking, so to speak, but he is very strong. Like I said, ooh, nice save. Magic Bears was started for a reason, but we got to see Creams play last week, and it was real smooth. That, on the other hand, was not smooth at all.
And it's still Justin. Look at him. He's flying across the map. And the way he hits that ball is actually backwards, so it bounces off the ceiling and sets it up for Gary G. Normally, when you see somebody across the map go for the ball, he'll hit it into the corner. And Justin, he has the mechanics to even place it off the ceiling for a pass for Gary G. Dude, if we're denying his dribbling, he'll just go into the air and beat us. Still tied up, though. I have hope.
I really do have hope, because something that Alpine has done, we talk about this every single week, and I give a lot of credit. I give a lot of credit to the coach because for this type of thing, but you know, maybe it's more of the idea that there's an identifiable reason the team loses, and they work towards that reason. And
Yeah.
we saw the team come in largely like unrefined, and then slowly they developed some sort of play style. You said it before. Justin, free dribbling down the court, doing whatever he wants, putting it in. That's how we lost last week. So what happens this week? The goal, the first boomer ball goal, was scored on us because somebody tried to dunk off of Justin.
Yeah.
And it bounced off in a weird way. And then the goal that we actually scored for our number 2 goal was the dunk off of Justin. So the identification that Justin was just free balling down the court and dribbling or whatever, we have noticed that, and our players are attacking that and taking that challenge, which is something that wasn't happening. So again, credit to the coach, credit to the team for identifying the issue and attacking it head on.
You got to notice Creams now as we go into overtime. Got a couple of saves. Good defense from him. I'm seeing him a little bit more passive than he was in the previous week, which could be the best sign that we've seen all series so far, just in the first game. You know, because initially if you throw Creams forward, I think it's because your teammates don't trust him as much and they're just saying, hey, we'll rotate around you. But now maybe he's trying to slot in a little bit more, give Jordan and Percy some more space to go upfield.
It's possible. It definitely is possible. That save there from the energy guys. A decent half shot from Alpine. Usually I really harp on time of possession, and I feel like it's been pretty even.
Yeah. Seems like we are solid with our clear attempts, and usually have that shadow defense working out for us. As that pass is just too good from Justin. It's always him who we have to deny. Look at the control. The first touch to keep following it up. Outpaces our defender who's trying to challenge, and it's popped out into the middle for the easiest shot that Squish has ever received in his life.
Double commit to the whoever was the shooter. Both of our defenders went up for the shooter. Obviously, the correct play there is one player goes for the shooter, one player stays in net. We didn't see that, so the ball goes in there. I didn't catch if that was Creams or not. No, Creams is actually on the outside. So you know, that was the other guys, which is a little bit more of an issue. Welcome back to the studio, I suppose. But like, you know, that's a little bit more of an issue there, Turtle. I think the team's got to kind of look at that one.
Yeah, it's still frustrating though to fight against Justin with the speed that we've seen. And that's 2 hits now where it's in front of our box and Justin has been able to go up and completely outpace us. So at what point do we need to start playing for the hit of Justin? I think a lot of times a team can counter, the speed of a player whenever you just accept the fact that he's going to beat you to the ball. Because a lot of times if you go for that challenge and you say, okay, maybe I can 1v1 Justin in the air, it's not really going to happen. And with Justin, try to predict where he's going with the ball. That's going to be your best bet. Never try to, meet him there for the 50. Just say, hey, I'm going to get outpaced in the first place. Let me see if I can predict him. So therefore go for the dunk. That's how we got the midfield play with the dribble. If we can do that in the front of our box, that would be even better for the setups of our counterattacks.
And like I said, don't forget that the first goal comes out of basically doing the right thing.
Yeah.
The winning, not the winning goal, but we lost 3-2. So one of those goals came off of somebody contesting Justin, and it just sort of like bouncing wild, in all honesty.
Right.
I'm not saying, hey, it's not our fault, but like it was an odd bounce off of the right play. So, that's one of those things where like we talk about the different role of coaches, the role of just like patting guys on the back and be like not that big of a deal. That's one of those moments where you gotta do that.
And this is one of those moments where Creams is a little bit panicky on the defense, which, like I said, a little bit expected too. He didn't get the best hit off that first clear. You need to stall out more time against Justin, who has so much boost. And in that instance, Justin took the midfield boost, turned on the ball, got a solid 50 against Creams, who couldn't get the best clear now. And Justin has all the time in the boost. But this is the best response from Percy off the kickoff. All right, we've got a chance.
Yeah. Look at that. Percy just in the right spot to deal with that, to deal with the pop-up. Yeah. Just good movement, good stuff. Probably zero communication on that one. That's just Percy instinctively.
Oh, yeah.
I see it. I'm there.
What?
Jordan doing it?
Oh, another kickoff. Yes. Kickoffs starting to flow, F-Dot. Starting to flow.
Garrett got in the way. And see, when I look at I mean, not even just esports teams, but competitive teams. I don't care if you're playing basketball, bocce ball, or Rocket League. What makes the good teams great teams is how small of a sample size they need of the issue to fix it, right? So like those two kickoffs were identical. The first one goes in, the second one is blocked by Garrett G. That's why energy, because they see, oh, that happened, it won't happen again.
Yeah.
Period, end of story. You know what I mean?
100%. Well, and they realize that they're being selfish, because in the other instance, it seemed like the boost priority was a little bit too much for NRG. And now you can see, after you get conceded on one kickoff goal where you're going for boost too much, okay, maybe I won't go for boost, or I'll rotate a little bit faster off a kickoff, and they're able to adapt and respond super effectively. And we don't have the best start again. But we're tied up here. This is how last week went against NRG. Again, we are playing for our spot basically in the grid throughout today, because we're 30 points away from beating our two competitors, E United and Omelet. All we got to do is just basically make it to playoffs so long as nobody else can match our placement. It's going to be difficult, but it all starts here with NRG and probably the best warm-up you can get against the team that's the best in North America.
Creams again goes and combats that 50-50 in the midfield. Something that, like, we just, like I said, the team wasn't doing last week. Everybody was playing. So we had 3 thirds, right? Just hanging back, playing D.
Yeah.
And now we're attacking, which speaks volumes about 2 things. One, yes, that was the issue, sort of like what I was talking about before, identify and adapt. But also, we've talked to the guys about confidence factors and coming in against a team like, Justin and the guys.
You had to mention his name, F. Dot. You had to mention his name. One mention. This is Voldemort. We don't mention Voldemort's name. We don't mention Justin's name, okay? Because then he'll do this to us.
Bro, listen. This is the home broadcast.
No, there's no excuse.
With all due respect.
There is no excuse.
What the hell was Percy doing? He just sat there, man.
He who shall not be named, F. Dot. Don't blame Percy for your mistakes, okay?
Okay, fine. I'll take it. Fine, I'll take it. But I'm just like, I just,
oh,
you know
again,
what?
Again, he's in the same spot.
Now
you can roast Percy. Now you can roast Percy.
No, see, this is the one I don't want to roast Percy on. This is really solid. Like, I don't know. Maybe he should have gotten off the ground. Like, that is blockable for sure.
Yeah.
But that's a goal that, like, happens, man. The last one, honestly, Rocket League meta has been all about the fakes lately. Everybody's getting nutmegged.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting like break checked and stuff. And so that one was Percy not what I love it. It's my favorite thing to see. But that not goal number 3, but goal number 2 was Percy going, "You're not breaking my ankles." And Justin went, "No, I'm just gonna shoot the ball, dude." Like,
well, that's the most interesting thing about the Rocket League meta is I feel like it'll always come full circle because players can only get so fast. It's never just always gonna rely on speed without there being a little break in between where you're going for more physical plays. Because you rotate through pure ball chasing and speed, you rotate through, and then you go to physical plays to break up the speed, and then after you go for physical plays, usually we'll see more fakes come out, and then you rinse, repeat, keep going through the cycle, and that's what competitive Rocket League eventually leans to.
Yeah, and that, it's the natural ebb and flow, right? Because in order to beat fast players, you slow it down. In order to beat slow players, you bring it up fast, right? Yeah. Nice shot from Garrett G. Real classic Rocket League. 4-1 with 70 seconds on the clock.
Yeah. Just a slower rotation on the backboard. Jordan had the right idea going onto the backboard, but it wasn't timed perfectly, and that could have been a lack of boost. Unfortunately, I'm not able to swap to his perspective and see how much boost he had, but still, it's got to be tough. And against NRG, your rotations are always tested. This team is so consistent and so dominant with pressure, and like you said even earlier, fixing mistakes, that if our rotations are just slightly off by a few seconds, we could be in the right position, but just a little bit slower than normal, they're going to capitalize, and they do it there.
Dreams here. Looking for it, but oh man, Justin's getting real cute right here. It is just kind of fun watching these guys go all in. Which, by the way, you notice Justin brought the vowels back. I guess he's earned enough tournament winnings to buy a vowel.
It was weird because whenever we got that dunk goal on Justin in the midfield, I didn't think it was on him, so I was a little bit sad because we had been talking about that the whole series so far to start it out, and to discuss going into the game, we said we have to deny Justin in the midfield. We got the dunk. I saw the full name, and I'm like, this is probably Squishy. But then, of course, it's Justin just spelling the whole thing out.
And so it's the maturation of Jay-Z's, right?
That's right. That's right. Okay. Maybe we can get one for the road here. Start game 3 off strong. Oh, no, they're going to keep it up. Don't let them humiliate us, F-Dot. Don't. Wait, we said Justin. I forgot. This is not good.
Nah, bruh. Nah. Oh.
Okay. We're chilling. Absolutely.
I mean, that's a goal, right? Like, right. So, you feel a little good about it.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing too about going up against NRG, if we do get swept, not saying that there's always a chance, okay, with the reverse sweep. But just to update y'all, Omelet now 1-2 against Pittsburgh Knights. That series is actually going on relatively fast. Already 1-2, but I don't think will we play Omelet? I never know how the loser brackets work with these tournaments because sometimes I get confused as to whether or not we're above or if we will drop down to play SSG who forfeited.
So we will play
Short final one.
we will play
Oh,
so Alpine Esports will play the loser of Omelet Pittsburgh Knights.
so we could, and that would be perfect for us when you think about it. Because if we could just take out Omelet right then and there, boom, competition already gone. We just have to worry about
Mhm.
United. So personally, I would prefer that. Just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off
I
right
feel
away.
that. I feel that as well. 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. I got to agree there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
just I'm
Also,
with a team that I think is in our same sort of world, but on the bottom side of it.
I can't stop looking at your hat, by the way, after that. This isn't even like scripted. I just literally look at your hat and I want one. So I'm gonna cop
It's
one if you
black.
want to. Exclamation mark merch in the chat because you are looking fresh. It's the dark green that I like the most about that. I don't see a lot of dark green recently. It's not getting represented enough.
I agree. The old
Little bit like
forest green is
Yeah.
is
Oh,
a favorite of mine.
why? How does this even go in? Can we break this down? How does this slot in? Off the corner, Percy just. We're on their team. We're
Yeah.
joining NRG. We're joining NRG.
4 players for energy now. Oh no. Oh no. Not the best way to start off here.
Yeah.
Cream's here though, playing third man, not bad.
Oh, he's playing a lot of third man too. So but it's not necessarily working. So I mean, I talked about it earlier. Maybe it makes Jordan and Percy a bit more comfortable to push up, but I don't think it's our
He had the
safest
most shots in
strategy.
game 1.
Really? Okay, that's.
Yeah, he was leading. He
It
had
always-
4 shots.
It feels like his rotations on the way back have been solid, but he's always the one who has to get that save.
Yeah. Energy slowing it down.
Yeah.
Slow style play usually befits Alpine. I talk a lot about half court play, and Alpine does well, either defense or offense. If the enemy team is just shooting and shooting and shooting, Alpine generally finds a lot of the blocks, and that's when we find Alpine goals. What a beautiful save there.
Yeah, that was unreal
From
for
Energy.
Squishy.
That was
Well,
insane.
it's so difficult to make the corner saves too because you have to hit it backwards essentially if you're going for that corner save from Squishy. What a pass though! Oh my goodness,
Nice.
Creams, the vision in this synergy. I don't think we would have had it earlier on. Creams with the double touch in the air. Okay, banging,
Ooh,
absolutely banging from Creams.
Now that was, oh man,
Wow.
that was like a behind the back pass. Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
that was some J Will stuff. I like that. That was good
Creams better
stuff.
put up a triple double today. Okay, I expect it. F dot. I expect
Yeah,
it. Yes.
let's see it. Let's see it. Mess around and get a triple double. Oh.
I didn't even name him F dot. Do you remember
Listen,
saying
man.
his name? I
No,
don't remember
no.
saying this guy's name.
Dude, no, that's all you. That's all you.
I
man.
never
That's
mentioned
so
it.
weird.
Oh my god.
By the
What
way,
is-
that
what
was
is-
absurdly beautiful. I'm sorry. Like, listen, ain't
we
nobody
get
ever
put in
gonna
a
call
tough
us. Ain't nobody ever gonna call us biased because we're just sitting here like impressed by Justin. But how can you not be, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
And I think NRG's downfall could be with Justin ever becoming too selfish. But the thing I like about Justin is he knows when to be selfish
yes.
and when to just say, I'm just gonna pass to my team. Squishy. You're not allowed to be selfish in this situation. Why are you even going for this angle in the first place? Garrett G is at the top of the box and you don't even want to pass it to him. You use the bottom of your car and smack it down. That's 2 back-to-back unreal goals from NRG. They're insane right now.
Energy are playing. Like, honestly, this is better than Energy usually looks.
Yes.
And I don't think that's like, you know, again, like, welcome to the Alpine home broadcast. We're here every week of the grid, but I'm not like playing it up for the squad. Like, this is Energy are going in for some
Yeah.
reason. Like, you know what? The regionals in a day or two. They're probably like, you know, getting up to form to like play the real,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
Like,
that's the NRG style. It's very relaxed and kind of all over the place before they get put in a pressure situation. And we've noticed how they heated up throughout the regionals. They started the regionals pretty flat from the grid, and now we're seeing their peak performance, and it's on the reliance of mechanics mostly. I thought we'd see more passes out of NRG. Normally they're a team that, you know, they have a lot of mechanical players on it, but they seem like they want to prioritize passing more. But now it's just a little bit selfish with shooting, which is good. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's great to see
Right.
Justin and Squishy go up with confidence.
Oh yeah, I mean they're doing it, and They're doing it craftily.
Yeah.
Interesting goals, interesting rotations, not just your typical hockey goals, like
Well,
real
look at
kind of
this.
cute stuff.
Look at what they're doing. They're in the midfield. And Justin he has no reason to hit it to the back and go for a back pass because his teammates aren't ready. But because he knows he has all the boosts all the time, they've maintained possession from it too. It's unreal how Energy are able to do this against a team like Alpine, who are underdogs.
Percy gets in the way there of a really, really intricate shot, like a 3-man pass that was designed from the top down. And see that's the type of double commit that K-Dop was talking about, where one player goes to where it's not a bad double commit. It's not two players diving directly at the ball like idiots. You have one player getting in front of the pass, and if he misses, there's a secondary opportunity like behind it, like backup man, baseball style.
Yeah.
And, like that's the sort of thing that, like, again, Energy just they're able to. That's not even mechanical skill. That's synergy. That's understanding. My teammate's going to go up in front. I'm going to be able to get the back block if we even need it, and then I can rotate out. Like that's just time in the same gym. As
Creams
over and over again.
Oh, let's go. That was almost a really good play from Creams. And this is the development. Yeah, this is the development. I can't even say that word. We need from Creams and the boys. Okay. I don't really mind the scoreline, whether or not Energy are kind of running laps around us. Like, I just wanted to see the warm-up. Genuinely, if we're opening up opportunities for shooting lanes against NRG, we can do it against anybody today in the grid. NRG, this is the best I think I've seen them in a while, if not on the new roster. Getting saves like this from Squishy, they're unbeatable at this point. 15 seconds left. We're gonna go down with a sweep, but it's okay because I do believe Omelet are looking like, Omelet have tied it up, so we might not even face Omelet, our rivals right now in the tournament.
Percy scores that one, and honestly, with that score, I've been counting. This is a 4-4 game against any other team.
Yeah.
Like, Energy had two absurd saves that only, Energy Space Station G2 level teams are able to really get.
One or two goals that they got initially at the beginning were also absurd as well. What is that? The fact that they've been able to put on the mechanics is unreal from NRG. Ooh.
Well, okay.
Why not? Why not build the momentum?
Too little, too late, homies.
GG's dropped in the chat. And we're gonna move on, hopefully with positivity. I think that Percy looked pretty and sounded very positive last week in the interview after he had lost against NRG and also in the losers to a Game 5 overtime. He didn't even seem that upset. So the fact that, that's not going to tilt him. He comes out here. It's an important day. So much pressure. Again, if you're just coming in, this is for top 10 to keep our spot so we don't have to go through qualification to make the grid again. We have to beat out Omelet and E United. So a lot is on the line. And if we can just maintain our level heads, make sure we're not feeling a little bit too pressured because we've been known to be an emotional team. Look forward to the losers bracket. And I still want to play Omelet. I just want to get that out of the way right away.
Yeah, I think obviously if we play against a direct competition, it's what we want to look at. But of course, I don't think I said this briefly before, but I don't think it's a death sentence should we have to go through the close qualifiers. I think that everybody in the close qualifiers, we're talking teams like Exet, teams like Omelet. United is probably one of the stronger teams out of that grouping. I think that Alpine are a team that are either there or above that level of play. You know? So, I mean, realistically, obviously, we don't want to go through the ringer, but if we have to, guess. And I think we still climb up on top.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the grid too. It's always been used for Alpine. The grid has been used as a warm up. To go into the weekend for the regional event. It seems like in the grid we struggle a little bit. We're trying out new tactics, maybe sending up Magic Bear a little bit more, maybe not. Sometimes we'll have to sub in like Creams. And if we look at the standings, Alpine right now tied for 5th with 300 points, tied with G2 in the regional event. So by no means is Alpine a team that should be on the brink of its extinction in the grid and have to go through the qualification. But it's just the way we've used the grid to progress and practice that has led up to this point.
You're not wrong, Turtle. Energy takes us down in 3 games. The sweep is there, but the team does look alive, Creams included. We're waiting on who we're going to play. It's 2-2, Alpine and Pittsburgh, Omelet and Pittsburgh. I'm hoping it's Omelet so we can just kind of, beat them down and and get on
Just,
past.
just get it out of the way. Rip the Band-Aid off, man.
We'll see how it works out. Hoping we can rip the Band-Aid off. We'll be right back with that matchup after this.
Wanna forget what you feel like, what you feel like. Wanna forget what you feel like, what you Tell me somebody how long he will be on my mind. He will be on my mind. He will be on my mind. Wanna forget what you feel like, what you feel like. Wanna forget what you feel like, what you feel like. Tell me somebody how long he will be on my mind. He will be on my mind. On my mind. He will be on my mind.
Oh, I dream just to be where you are, in a world I can see where you are, though you are meant to be. Wish you're here next to me, where you
Welcome back to 106 and Pine. It's F. Dot and it's Turtle here. He's doing the robot for some reason. I don't know. But we are ready to humanize ourselves
Let's go.
and get into it.
Oh, humanize. He said it. He said it. We're up against Omelet, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the teams who we are rivals with. I believe Omelet is the team that's 30 points ahead. So this is actually the biggest benefit because we're up against the team that is the most ahead in points because E United only 20 points ahead, but Omelet 30 points. I still think we have the advantage over these guys. Without a doubt, we have a much higher regional placement than these guys, which means when the pressure is on and everything matters, it tends to fall in favor of Alpine. And we show up. We do have the sub creams, but we're warmed up. NRG looked like an absolute beast of a team. I think that was one of the best performances we've seen from them. Even against them last week, it was so much better. The shots, the quality of possession, everything so much better. Which means though we got a better warm up.
Completely agree. I think energy sweeping Alpine Esports is not that crazy of a thing to hear, but they really turned up the gas this week. So a little bit rough here. One more time, if you're just joining us, Magic Bear unfortunately has sitting on the bench this week as well as last week. Homie's a little bit under the weather. So we've got Creams next to Jordan and Percy this time around, who I did say before, and again, I guess I need to preface this because this is a home broadcast. Objectively, Creams is a lot better of a substitute than you might expect esports teams to have.
Yeah. 100%, because this guy has gotten in on scrims, and that's what I actually appreciate the most about Percy and Jordan. Because a lot of teams, a lot of players will say, "Oh, we're just with a sub, bro. Let's just skip. Let's take a break off or a week off, excuse me, because you know that you can't play with Magic Bear. You're already assuming things are gonna be tough with Creams, but the fact that Creams is close to the teammates, he's always there for scrims. Usually, he's getting in a lot of games and practice. And I'm sure he's playing ranked, even out of competitive play. He's with the boys on the roster, and that is the best benefit we have now with Creams, because now whenever it comes into a crazy situation like this where points are on the line, our spot in the grid so we don't have to go through another qualification tournament is on the line, it's going to come in handy. And we've even seen that last week, taking Rogue to game 5 and just barely losing in game 5 overtime.
Exactly. And so coming through here, I think straight up there is an advantage over Omelet with Creams. I think that advantage, being honest, I think it probably comes down a little bit, but I still think Alpine is the better team above Omelet. And if you're not super plugged into the math and the points and the stats and the grid in that respect, top 10 teams stay in the grid. The other guys got to fight out for it. Right now, Alpine is 12th out of 10, and Omelet is that number 10. So beating Omelet doesn't automatically get us in, but it certainly looks pretty damn
Gets
good.
rid of the competition. Gets rid of the competition. For
Exactly.
now. Basically, that means Omelet aren't going to go any more higher with points. We still have to get a higher placement and redeem ourselves with more points to go above Omelet, but we don't have to worry about them on the other side. It's just E United we got to pay attention to. And Creams, I like what I saw. The dude, even that pass we saw initially, the double touch to set up, I'm not sure who it was, Percy or Jordan on the other side of the field. That sold me already that Creams is warmed up and has the mechanics now.
Yeah. Creams looked good last week once he got sort of his wheels under him, right? And I think that's the same sort of thing here. All right, you got to go up against Justin, like okay, so your first performance, you got to guard, you got to guard Kobe Bryant. Oh well, you're probably gonna lose that one. Sorry, homie. But like after the fact, whoever shows up in front of you, like Jay Freshness, who's Luke, buddy? I'm used to guarding Justin. It's all good. Like
exactly.
I think realistically, Creams comes in here and goes, all right, you know what, Omelet guys, like no big deal.
There's no worries. Okay, you go up against Justin, you're freaking out. You're freaking out. Everything is basically burning around you. You don't know what's going on. Now we're gonna go up against Joe Freshness, bro. There is absolutely no worries. All right, I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say it. It's gonna be a close game.
Worries.
The question is, did you? No, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. You were about to make me start talking about Lion King, and I was not about to go there, bro, because I will die on this hill.
You gotta do the head thing.
I don't even remember. I've seen Lion King like once.
Come on, man.
You know what?
And then he comes up, hit me.
Keep doing that because apparently we have some server issues, so it'll be a little bit delayed before we get into the game. But as long as F.Dot's dancing, we've got entertainment.
Perfect. We'll just get DMCA'd. So I gotta
I
gotta slow my roll there. I gotta slow my roll there. Hold up. We got to do the Miley check.
Oh yes,
Has
F. did tweet at Miley Cyrus.
answered the tweet yet? It's been 40 minutes, and she has not interacted with the tweet just yet.
My goodness, bro.
At
This
some
was
point,
unacceptable.
we'll get it gone.
With the branding that Tom F. I don't know. Insert your last name. What's your last name? It's on the screen.
It's
Bad. Is it Badinger, or Badinger? Tell me how to do it.
There it is.
Badinger. Badinger.
Badinger.
So Thom Badinger.
No, that's
No, I'm messing with you. Just wanted to see what your reactions was. This is my boy Tom. Okay.
You know what?
Pulling up.
Bring us the game. We save Turtle. Bring us the game. Pop. There
Nothing
it is,
wrong.
baby.
Nothing wrong with that, Tom. Okay. Embrace it. Embrace it. Just like Creams has been embracing actually his position on the team. Okay. See, look at these bridges. The smoothness. F. Could not be practiced or rehearsed anymore. Percy now up in the air. This is something that I like to see. Is the beginning of every game we get pressure. Our kickoffs have been so solid too. I believe we got 1 or 2 against NRG. A couple of good looks. Thankfully, they were able to adapt, so it wasn't too much of a crutch for us. We were able to get some warm up in other areas, but our kickoffs looking strong.
All right, keep the ball on the good side of the field. You know,
That is the. Are you seeing Cream's car? I always think it's a blue car when I see him on the field. We go to his perspective, and I think it's somebody on the blue side.
I feel that. Yeah, it's like a weird like turquoise color.
Yeah.
Ooh, missed. Oh, look at that. See, Creams. I don't even know who missed that dunk, but Creams was right there underneath, understanding his role, which is interesting because we've looked at Creams, Lion Blaze with the first goal of the game, to be both the third man and also the guy that kind of does his thing. He's kind of doing both here.
He's been stuck there in the corner. We didn't have any boost. Creams was actually waiting on the full boost pad to come up. And I don't know how to feel about that. F. How do you feel about players sitting on the boost pad? I always think it's rough, and if the boost pad isn't up, you just got to keep moving in your rotation. And once you stop, it's basically all over at that point if the other team can get one shot on net.
I believe in that pretty heavily. I have... Obviously, everybody says Rocket League is soccer with cars, and I have never once, from my noobest of noob, the very first time I looked at this game, I was like, no, it's not. It's hockey. Like, you've got to stay
right.
You've got to stay. Like,
I never even thought about that with the ice and how the movement works. I feel like that's the best representation of how Rocket League rotations work.
Yeah, like the second you like stop, it takes you longer to like
yeah.
Get speed, and you've got to be, a lot of times with Rocket League, you've got to like, you have to be on the way to your hit before your hit is even available. And so you've got to sort of like predict the future, and the second you stop, you just, don't forget like, you know, sphere of influence, where your teammates can approach as well. All of these spheres are changing, so the second you stop, not only do you mess up your own rotation, you mess up your teammates' rotation because their rotation is no longer valid because you're staying still. Listen, never say never. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. There's probably a point in time where sitting on the boost is correct, but boy, do I not know it.
Yeah, well, it's a rare situation. I mean, there's obviously times where it'll work out and it could benefit you, but it's overall the riskier thing to do when you can just grab a pad. I mean, even the one goal Omelet got was Cream sitting on the full boost pad. Had he kept his rotation, maybe even flipped, he doesn't even need to get contact on the ball. I feel like it's just the idea of your car being there to intimidate whoever's taking the shot, something to worry about. It's more than just waiting on the boost and saying, I can't get a challenge, I'm not going to go for it, but just say, you know what, maybe I could scare him off. Something to throw the striker a little bit off of his rotation.
A term I use a lot, again, game agnostic. For what it's worth, I stole it from Marshall Sutcliffe, Magic the Gathering commentator.
Okay.
Threat of activation. Just me being here, I don't have to, Samuel, you know, just me being here changes the way you have to act, even if I don't do the thing. Because
it pulls out more emotion.
Yeah, there's a possibility of me doing the thing. And so you've got to react to that, you've got to change. Where if I'm just simply not in the equation, there's no variable at all.
Yeah.
You can +1/+1 and wind up with 2. You don't have to wonder what's behind door number 3.
Yeah.
And that's a really big deal. Just getting involved and you know, causing an issue.
I think that's my favorite part about Rocket League is the hidden emotional, I guess, tactics that Rocket League can present, because it seems like a basic game. It's cars. You know, there's almost no emotion out of them. You don't see too much out of a car. It's hard to tell, but I think Achieves actually invented the term. You've got different car body languages where, you know, if you're approaching somebody, if you're turned to them, that could be the difference maker of how they position themselves in net because they're trying to adjust for you because you are looking at them. There are certain things like that that can be translated physically in the game that change how things work and change the outcome. And it's really fun to see how those make the game more unique.
That's something that I always look to. You know, I don't ignore stats, right? But I am so much more a you know, player dominated analyst, commentator, if you will.
Yeah.
Like you know, Supersonic, Stacks, Corelli, love those stats, and those boys will always bring you the stats, and I'm here to listen to the stats. But like watching how players drive around Justin, right? How do you respond to, like, when Justin dribbles up the field versus when Lion Blaze dribbles up the field, players will react differently. And watching that happen is sick. We almost had the opportunity there. But
I was reacting differently in this overtime. Potentially, please keep the ball up. We can do this. Oh my! In the demo, we had a chance. We had, like, what was it? 5 good looks at the net in the final minute of regular. Dude, come on. We are so close right now with connecting the dots against Omelet. We don't want to go out. Again, rivals. We got to beat these guys to have a chance at securing our spot. We don't have too much to worry about if we do have to go into the qualification, but just the fact that we could lose it and not have the practice, because I think the grid has been a huge factor towards our success in the regional event, 100%.
I'm not overly concerned. You know, it's best of 5, no big deal. I you know, it's a 1-0 game. That last sequence came pretty damn close to being in the good direction. I'm not. Listen, man, I'm chilling. Like, there is so many other games where you got to be concerned, but here, I mean, this is whatever, man.
Okay.
I don't think. Listen, can I be the bad guy?
Yes.
I don't think Omelet looked that good that game. I don't think they did anything crazy. I think we just let them score that goal and never, like, whatever, man. 1 goal, I don't care, bro. I'm eating my Travis Scott meal. It's no big deal.
Thank you. And it was literally just off of Cream sitting on the full boost pad, and we couldn't get the save. The shot wasn't too amazing.
That was just a dumb move. Oh, well,
Nothing.
It happens.
It happens. Nothing to be concerned about. Okay, we're coming out here into game 2. I am concerned once we go to game 3, though, and we're down 0-2. That's when I might be shaking a little bit.
Yes.
And I might throw the Travis Scott meal at F. and we'll have a food fight in the middle of our matchup. But that's besides the point.
Have you ever had a real food fight?
I have never had a real food. I don't know why high school, like, drama movies try and, like, make it seem like, oh, food fight. Oh,
They make it
really,
seem
like,
so normal.
common.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Okay, I don't know who invented food fights, why people would even partake in that, but it's okay. I still respect them. So long as we don't sit on full boost pads, I'll still respect them.
I tried to start a food fight once in, like, middle school, and, like, it was the most cringe thing. I, like, you know, threw something at my friend, and he was just like, dude, what the hell, man? Like, what? Why would you do that? I'm like, food fight! And everybody
pure
just looked at me
emotion.
like, dude, shut up. And I was like, you know, well, damn. You know, like, okay.
You know, that's a sad moment for you, though. I feel for you. Even though you deserve that.
I really took part in one in high school, but I'll never forget that moment where I was like, yeah, we're going to do the thing like in the movies. And everybody's like, dude, it's not a movie. You're just really lame. And I felt so sad.
See, we don't want that type of energy, okay? We don't want that type of energy near us. You better not be trying to start a food fight right now. Okay, we got to stay focused.
I would love to see it. Yeah,
we got to stay locked in.
Somebody, bro.
You're going to throw an omelet at somebody? Boom.
You see that?
I'm down with that. If you're going to throw an omelet at somebody, make sure we're not sitting on the full boost pads so that we're ready for the food, okay? And we can respond in the proper way.
That really got to you, huh?
It really did get to me. I don't even know if it made that much of a difference. I just that was the one goal in the first game, and I feel like the start for the boys, especially with Creams, we haven't even gotten a single win. And I told you last week with a sub, and it's important that we get confidence and know that it's at least possible to take a few games off of these teams with the new roster.
Jordan makes a really good decision there of backing off. I think he could have challenged that sort of big bounce, but decided to hang back a little bit in case in case the offensive player like made the shot on goal, which I think was the correct move, and nothing came of it. But I you know, getting in good habits, I think is a good move.
Okay. The speed out of Alpine right now. That's a good beat from Percy. The follow-up off of the sidewall. Plays like that are needed out of the defensive area if you want to relieve the pressure. And like you said in the previous game, or excuse me, in the 60 seconds coming in here, it's not like Alpine are doing anything crazy. You know, there's nothing too fancy or flashy that we can't handle. If we could sustain some pressure against Justin and Squishy popping off with Garrett G now coming in for follow-ups, we can basically outpace and withstand the whole game probably on defense against Omelet.
Yeah. Well, this is the first good transition.
Oh, it's open. It's open. It's open.
This has to wind up being a goal. Oh, come on, man.
What was the speed with the counterattack? We were so close. We had the opening, and we couldn't get the ball in front of the net in time. I'm not sure what happened in the corner. I didn't see too far. The perspective, but that's another double tap attempt. We're having better shots on net in this game, but we're still not putting them in.
Absolutely something to take home is that we have looked better offensively in this single game than we did perhaps all energy and game number one. So, you know, slow to start perhaps, but usually, you know, your acceleration is low because your top speed is high.
Yeah.
Maybe that means, you know, the next 3 games are just like overwhelmingly in favor.
Oh, what a save from Percy to the reaction. That was almost the exact same shot that Lion Blaze hit in game 1, and we couldn't get the save, and now we're recovering, reacting a little bit faster. It's really good to see us pick it up, and now I'm happy, okay? I'm not even mad. I was a little bit upset, a little bit discouraged for the first game because that goal was just unlucky and shouldn't have gone in, but now we're getting a save, and we recover.
Easy block, easy block. No sweat, no sweat at all, no sweat at all. All right, 1 minute left. Pressure's going to keep it on the side of the field. Which again, even if it looks bad that we're, you know, the opponent has the majority of the time in possession.
Yeah,
that's fine. Alpine loses the most in transition. Big booming clears wind up being goals. Like, that's where we lose the game. So even if you want to keep the ball for 4 minutes and 30 seconds, go ahead. We'll score in the other 30 seconds. You're not going to score. That's all well and good. It's this type of boomer ball that gets me a little bit concerned.
Well, that's what I'm talking about with Alpine. I mean, now imagine how much of a fearsome team we'd be if we were able to keep that possession for more than 30 seconds and put up a couple of more opportunities. In the final few now here, maybe we can get attempts. It's 0-0. At this point, we don't have any boost. I would just want to force an overtime. That's a good pass for Lion Blaze, blocked out. The defensive rotation coming in clutch. We've got overtime F. We need to give them our energy. We're both wearing the Alpine merch. There's nothing else we can do at this point. We just have to let them play.
And let them play we will. On the opponent's side of the field for the first time in what feels like forever, but very quickly. Blue's going to go ahead and steal it. Okay, good.
Double tap. Dude, Creams' car is still confusing me to this moment.
It's the llama,
keep me on my toes, man. Keep me on my toes.
It's the llama. You gotta be Fortnite friendly. Oh, where's the follow-up? Oh,
no, not the 50, okay, not the double 50, please. Please. Okay, we're good.
The demo.
It was a double commit. We double committed though. There's still space for Lion Blaze. No, we're good. We're chilling. We're still chilling. Creams. Oh my God, what is happening?
Wow, that was bad from everybody on the field.
Dude. Oh. What is going on? How did this happen? There was like 5 or 6 shots that we managed to escape, and this is the one that goes in. Game 2, favor of Omelet. Dude, that is painful. That is so painful.
Pain.
Here's the thing. If we had gotten one huge clear out of our defensive end, it's weird because in Rocket League, when your defense looks horrible, but you still manage to get the save, everybody on the other team most likely has double committed or pushed everyone forward. If we were able to get one huge clear of that instance maybe somebody picked up the full boost pad or a couple of pads and got one massive clear, the counterattack could have happened for us. Alpine still that much closer to taking a win of Omelet and getting our first win on the day.
Pain, dude.
Nothing but
Absolute
pain.
pain, bro. Like that was you ever be carrying a whole bunch of stuff and you start to lose like control of it? You're like, no,
Yeah.
no, we're good. That's
Dude.
exactly what that felt like.
That
We're
happened to me yesterday.
Couple of shots, and we're like, no. Like, oh man,
Bro,
that unraveled so quick, bro.
I literally had chicken noodle soup on a plate, like a
With a
bowl,
soda
and then
on
the
the side?
bowl, no. The bowl was placed on another plate because the bowl was too hot, and I was holding it by the plate, and then the bowl on the top started shifting around. That's exactly what we just saw, and I was trying to move it. It just dumped on my lap, and all the chicken noodle soup got spilled over me. I had no
Oh,
choice.
no.
So now all the chicken noodle soup, everybody's drenched right now in chicken noodle soup. Basically, is what I'm trying to say on Alpine. We have to recover it. We need some way to dry it all off. And this is not how it gets done. We can't, bro. We're drowning in the chicken noodle soup at this point. I don't know what to do.
Not great, Bob. Not great, Bob. That was. Yeah, I just don't. Freshness, like okay. This is where this is where Alpine concerns me.
Yeah.
This is where we talk about them being sort of a reactionary, emotional team, and
Yeah.
I think it's bad form for a commentator to say definitively the team is tilted because, bro, this isn't being John Malkovich. You're not in that dude's head. You don't actually know how that guy's feeling. Maybe he's whistling Fleetwood Mac, chilling, no problem, and they're just
Laughing.
losing.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest. From the outside looking in, it looks like the boys are tilted.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest sign of tilt in Rocket League is the lack of passes. Usually when you're tilted, you're just so mad. You want to make a difference on the field so badly. At least from my perspective when I was playing, if I was upset, the only thing I would just turn into a selfish idiot and I would just start going for solo play after solo play, shooting everything early on because I was just saying to myself, we need something. One opportunity, one attempt just needs to go in, start building our momentum. And that was the sign that we're tilted. And if you pay attention to the passes, Alpine, our vision has decreased a little bit. We're not seeing those crazy passes from Creams that we saw in NRG, in that series against NRG, because he got that crazy double touch in the air to set up our teammates. We don't have that vision. We don't have the creativity. It seems like all three players just want to go for more solo. Oh, no, the fake. No.
Oh, Lukester. That was so sick. I'm sorry, boys.
You mentioned it. You mentioned it, F. We're all transitioning now to fakes. This is the new meta.
This is
Everything
the new meta.
is fake.
The beginning, so season 9 meta was all about demos, turning up and staying physical. We're still in that world, but now it's all about break checks and big moments. Like you want to nutmeg the opposition at every opportunity, because like honestly, that was almost a nice little pinball goal. But like honestly, it looks dope. Like I'm here for everybody to fake everybody. Lion Blaze doesn't fake at all. The best
no,
fake
this was a fake.
is the
This was a
non-fake.
fake. This was a fake. Look,
No,
there's
it's
a
a
player.
non-fake.
Luxor went across the ball to fake the shot. It's another one. I'm telling you, that's all we're seeing against Alpine on the defense. We expect one shot, we can't predict it, and the other has an easier opportunity at the net.
Woof. I mean, this is where you expect this sort of sport to go, right? Where in the beginning, when you're watching a young esport, the first best players are just better than everyone. They don't even have to like practice. They're just better than you. You know what I mean? And then the second phase is the people that have caught up and that are working harder than the people that are just natural talent. So you get a mix of natural talent and hard work. And then after a while, everybody's just, listen, this is how good everybody is. So you talked about speed. Everybody's this fast, bro. So how do you fix that? You get crafty and cute, and that's what we're seeing here. Slow speeds, break checks, dribbles, and it's all about that sort of thing. Alpine has to work for more of that. Jordan noticing where that dribble is going, getting involved, and getting out there in front.
Yeah, we need that unique element that makes us a different type of team, because at this point, we're just trying to get in front of the blocks, and we're not looking forward to the next step. We're just getting the block and saying, okay, how do we get this on offense? That we don't really have anything planned. Magic Bear normally actually normally actually. He's the guy who is making that starting the
Right.
first step, pushing a guy out the way on the rotation, maybe going for a demo, taking boosts. And it's difficult to expect Creams to fill that role, but somebody on Alpine has got to step up, go for a demo, maybe take a midfield boost, anything different that could throw off the offense. We're not seeing it here. And Omelet, they have all the crazy mechanics, the fakes. It's all connecting for them.
Yeah, it's all kind of like coming here together, and I maintain that Omelet is a team that is, you know, in our skill bracket, so to speak, you know, but
Yeah.
still on the bottom side. Like if you know, if we're you know, we're in that world just a couple of steps ahead, but
There's still time though. There's still time. Okay, I don't want to be
a
negative
minute
just
for
yet.
3 goals exists.
No,
a
it's
minute
4
for 4
goals.
goals.
It's for 4 goals. Okay, there's still time. All right, I knew this was gonna happen. Just wait. Just you wait. Here's my prediction, chat. If we can
Okay.
get some energy for Creams, because I feel like of all the people, not to single out Creams. It's not like he's playing worse than anybody else. I just want him to be confident right now. Start popping off, and you gotta believe. You gotta believe. And now, who's with me? I expect something. If we can get one early on, maybe there's a chance.
Maybe.
I thought. Look at what you've done. Look at what you've done.
How is this
I
like
could
so
hear.
close?
I could hear the hesitation in your voice, and this is where we end up. Oh, that was a good pass.
Yeah, that was just smooth. Percy has been playing his brains out, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
Percy has really been stepping up. Sometimes it winds up being a fail. You know, that was a failure, but he was the only one there in that zip code. Like, Percy has been the one to step up today without a doubt.
Yeah. And it's been apparent he's got some crazy saves on the defensive side, which is really the only place we've been for a lot of these matches. It's been difficult for us to transition, keep the pressure, keep up possession. We've had a couple of good looks here. We'll usually chip away at the defense with 1 or 2 shots, fall back eventually on defense. Because, like I said, we don't have anything or anybody to disrupt the transition game from the other team, and that's from taking boosts, going for demos on your rotation. I don't think we've seen. Have you seen one demo from Alpine? I have not.
There was a single demo in game number 4 of the Energy Series, and then I think we had another demo against Loopster earlier on in this one. But yeah, our demo game have not been there. Just like that, 5-0, and that'll bring us to the end of our day.
See, we need the Naruto soundtrack of the sad, you know, when he's swinging on the swing alone. That's what we need right now. It's been tough. That's
Oh, I
gonna
know that
conclude.
reference.
That's gonna conclude our run so far in this week for week 9. We have, dude. That just even looking back, 9 weeks straight of me and you, F. Dot, just being a bunch of idiots on the cast, watching Alpine do their thing, improve, become legends of the scene. Because honestly, they have popped off in the regional events. Unfortunately, Magic Bear's been sick. Creams, you gotta respect the fact that he wanted to step up. He came out. He played well. He had a couple of good shots against NRG, but overall, it wasn't enough to push the boys to a couple of wins here within the past 2 weeks. And do you hear my dog? He's squeaking. He's sad. He's sad right now. You can tell. He needs something
Yeah.
to support him. And unfortunately, it wasn't enough. But there's still so much to look forward to. And also a lot, you know, from the past few weeks to be happy about with our performances.
Yeah, you know, this is an up and coming team that has a lot
Yeah.
to learn, and I think if we look at the grid from sort of a helicopter view,
Yeah.
it's real obvious that they not only is there a lot to learn, but they have learned a lot. And I think this team, I still, you know, I ain't putting this hat away anytime soon. I do think that the squad has a chance to continue to improve.
Yeah.
I have little to no doubt that we'll see Alpine in the grid again next time around. It is almost, I think it's mathematically secured that we won't be in that guaranteed top 10. But when it comes down to the closed qualifier, I really just don't have many doubts about Alpine being consistently better than the other squads. Next time around, coming to the grid, I think it'll be a lot different. You know, I look at teams like Rogue, I look at teams like Kansas City Pioneers, and that can, I mean, even the Sonics, that can absolutely be Alpine Esports as the beat moves on.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a couple of sad boys like me and F Dot right now, it's okay because you can look forward to the weekend We've got Thursday,
Mhm.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for regional event number 3. Alpine have secured their spot, obviously, in regional event number 3. We're looking good. Like I said, we're tied for 5th place, I believe, for points overall to make it to the major of North
Yeah.
America. The grid, that's just the beginning. This has been our training grounds where we prove ourselves, where we try out different tactics. And now going into the weekend, make sure you tune in, watch Alpine, and support the boys. You can also grab some merch. We've got the beautiful hat. I thought you always looking good. I'm still jealous of that. We've got the sweatshirts still that are super comfy. Go ahead, grab some popcorn, watch the weekend games, and just root on Alpine because these guys are here to play. Hopefully, Magic Bear will be better by then. We're hoping for a speedy recovery still, and it's just been fun, man. Thank you for joining with me over the past 2 weeks, and I'm excited to get into this interview because I think we might have Creams next up. Somebody's gonna step up, and we can pick apart their brain.
Yeah, yeah, it is going to be creams, and just kind of double down on what Turtle was saying here. We have already qualified for the fall major.
Yes.
We'll be there on the big stage. We're above teams like G2, Kansas City Rogue, right? These are
That's right.
teams that we are above in point totals when it comes to how Alpine is played in the regional. So don't stop climbing. Alpine will continue to push forward. Creams is going to be on the mic after this. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Into the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak.
Hello, friends. Welcome back here on Z Grid. It's F Top. It's Turtle. But most importantly, it's Creams. How you doing, Creams?
I'm doing good. What about you guys?
All right, I'm chilling.
I'm
I'm
good,
hanging
man.
out.
I'm
How
good.
you feeling,
You know,
Turtle?
you know, I'm excited because first of all, we got to see the goat cream step in. But I'm
Go.
also just excited overall for how much fun the grid has been and just the improvements that we've seen. Because I'm kind of in like a reflective mood right now. I feel like every single week so far, I'm starting to look back on and just appreciate the grid that much more.
I feel that. I feel that. I think watching the team kind of improve over the
Yeah.
course of time. Creams, we've sat here and looked at you guys as being very, very um you guys are good at kind of noticing an issue that happened in the previous week and then kind of fixing it. Here we saw sort of an aversion to like contesting players like Justin, and then this week, despite the loss against Energy, we kind of saw you guys more attacking a little bit more. This is your second week playing. Magic Bear still being sick. Was that something that was a conscious effort? Being more aggressive on the field.
Yeah, we were trying to take control of the ball more and just put more shots on them because they have really good midfield pressure and just always got the
Yeah.
pressure. We were trying to get a lot of pressure on them and play best.
I mean, you guys got so close with the pressure and the aggression as well, but it was really tough because you're up against a player like Justin, for instance, in the first series against NRG. And I want to know, I mean, I played, a couple of seasons, but it's kind of irrelevant now because nobody was at the pace and the speed that Justin had, or Justin has right now. So coming into this series, in your opinion, how do you counter Justin now? Because you were doing it a couple of times, the 50s in the midfield. What's the best way to approach a player like Justin on the field?
Try not like I felt like we needed to try not to throw our second man in too much because they always
Mm,
beat second man. So we needed, and then it would just be like 3-on-1.
yeah.
And with Justin, Squishy, Garrett, that's just not ideal. So just trying to fake challenge a bit more, play.
You mentioned that word fake. That's something everybody seems to be going for more of these style plays, right? Instead of just like super fast bang shots in, we're seeing more like break checks, more like kind of like real crafty style play. I mean, just simple question to ask, probably very difficult to answer. How do you predict the unpredictable? Like how do you play around players that are specifically trying to fake you out?
It's hard. I learned that today. That it's very hard to predict what they're doing. But I felt like fake challenge helped a lot again. Like it was just trying to get them to throw the ball, give you prevent. Oh my god. Just trying to get the ball in your
Yeah.
possession, not yeah. Just
I'm I totally understand what you're saying because it's difficult too whenever they're going with the fake and you don't want to instantly just dive at the fake, but sometimes it's almost necessary to just fall into that fake, let your teammate who's shadowing behind you go for it. But like you said, or like we've also viewed too, we've been back to back weeks now. How do you think you've improved this week over last week? I mean, were the emotions not as high? Were you as nervous or were you less nervous?
I was less nervous this week and I was a bit more energized. I would
Mm,
wasn't getting it, trying not to get as down on myself as much when I made mistakes. Trying to keep positive. I was still a bit nervous, so it definitely affected my gameplay.
right.
Do you know if you're going to be playing in the regional or if Magic Bear will be back, or is that still undetermined?
Still undetermined. No one really knows right now.
I mean, I still
Word.
think if you were to go into the regional event, I still have full confidence. I mean, you're pulling off
Same.
plays, even like that pass. I believe it was the pass against NRG that you had where you double touched it,
Mm.
with the follow up in midair. Passes like that are starting to pop off. And I'm curious because we had heard interviews from Percy and Matchbear where they get nervous going against players like Justin, Squishy, Garrett G. Do you feel those type of emotions going against those players because maybe you've respected them throughout the scene, or are you just there confident knowing that you can beat these guys and you deserve to be playing against them?
I definitely knew last week when we played NRG, I was like really nervous. I was kind of shaking, and then when we played Rogue Ray after that, I felt way better. I felt way more confident. I
Mm,
felt faster, and I felt like I could go for the ball. Not like I feel like NRG just make you feel awkward all the time, and it makes you nervous.
yeah.
And so
Yeah, I think that's part of their plan. Energy tend to be a little bit insane with that, but the regionals coming up. Excuse me. The regionals coming up. You guys have always looked strong in the regionals. I'm sure that's going to continue. Is there any like specific thought process going into the final regional? You guys are already qualified for the major. Or is it more just go out there, play the game, continue to do what you've been doing?
Yeah, it's definitely more go out there, play the game, have fun, try to do our best. We're in the top 16 already,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just go out there, do your best.
Yeah.
And I mean, I want to like kind of pick your brain a little bit with the matchups. I mean, obviously you've played against NRG both weeks in a row. Do you like having a tough starter? Do you wish you could have had maybe a more of a better warm up, say go against Omelet in the first round rather than NRG in the second? Do you think that would have benefited you at all, or do you like having the tough competition in the first series?
I prefer Omelette. I think first round. It's just a more of
Yeah.
a warm up game because just after that NRG series, I was quite worn out and it was downhill from there. But
That's fair.
just Omelette would be more steady going to
That's
NRG.
fair. Yeah, understanding kind of that dynamic is a little bit rough, for sure. And energy can definitely take the energy out of you, no pun intended. But again, you guys, yeah, in your good spots, you guys definitely continue to look strong. And I think as the weekend approaches or Thursday approaches,
Yeah.
utmost faith in what you guys are able to accomplish and continue moving forward. So, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on what you guys have accomplished because while we end the grid on perhaps a sour note, big picture wise, I don't think there's any doubt that you guys are going to be able to make it through close qualifiers. You guys are already going to the major. You guys have gotten 150 points at both regionals. So like today is just a blip in the larger picture for sure. Alpine continues to climb, and we're here for the show. But not only thank you, Creams, but I also want to thank Turtle, everybody in chat. Like I've gotten to the point where I start recognizing names in chat, and I think that's really cool. Kind of seeing people come in week after week for a team like Alpine, newer. Listen, we know like G2 and Energy are going to have their fans, but to see like 100 people week in week out turn up and show up here, like that's dope. We did not start with this many fans,
100%.
and it's really sick seeing everybody here.
Well, it's nice seeing the community come together too, and it start to get to know the players. Creams, thank you for coming into the interviews, talking to us, having a chat, as well as Percy, Magic Bear, Jordan. Getting to figure out, and we've kind of not adjusted, but we've learned, your guys' personalities. We've had, so many fun conversations up here. I've been getting destroyed in the first 2 weeks with Boomer Ball. I mean, we've just experienced so much. Everybody who keeps tuning in week after week, we really, really appreciate it because F. and I, we're just a bunch of idiots who like watching Rocket League, and we love watching Creams pop off too. That's the best part of our week. So it's been something that, as reflecting, it's been something positive in our week, and I hope that it's been beneficial for everybody else because it's really fun to watch the games and get prepared for the regional event just like we did today.
Exactly. It's been my pleasure hanging out, and I hope that we can continue to do so in the future. But that does it for our first shot at the grid. I say the first because little doubt in my mind that we will be here for take two. Don't forget to tune into the regional. The boys are going to be playing on Thursday. Not only are they going to be playing, but they're going to be winning. So that means Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and maybe even Sunday.
Tune in.
So
tune in.
Be there or be not around. For Turtle, I guess for me, everybody in the background as well as you guys in the foreground, thank you for showing up. Thank you for climbing, and we will see you next time, Alpine Nation.